So yesterday there was a lot of talk about the White House meeting the banks met with some of the leaders in the centralized exchanges business. So there was a meeting at the White House, and basically the outcome of that meeting was that there are still discussions that are going to continue. And this is probably not something that is going to be resolved. You know, we're talking about this market structure bill. It's probably not something that's going to be resolved really quickly, but something that I think a lot of people are missing, right? Because we're so tuned into the fine detail of what was said, who said what this means. I think that if you zoom out a little bit and just think about the fact that this type of meeting is happening at all. 18 months ago, when we had the SEC that was being led by Gary Gensler, and we had this anti-crypto stance that was, enforcement by prosecution, right? And now we've switched to enforcement by kind of regulation, really, and trying to understand what is a commodity and what is a security. And so that conversation continues. I do think it's a moment of, realizing that we've come a long way, guys, having these conversations, or that these conversations are being had at all, I think is a real step forward, and it's real progress. So I did just want to kind of put that context on this, because I know that people are disappointed, because people are frustrated, because everybody just wants their bags to pump, everybody just wants Bitcoin to see new all-time high, everyone wants alt season, and I get it. There is a lot of frustration in the markets, but things have to happen in a big way. Monetary policy needs to shift in our favor. We're already seeing these conversations that are happening at the White House with, the Clarity Act. They already passed the Genius Act last year. There is progress being made, but progress takes time sometimes, guys. Sometimes it's slow grind, and I think we are going to see, even with Bitcoin. I was listening to a commentary today, someone, I can't remember his name, but he's a really good guy, Dave something, I can't remember his second name now. I'm rubbish with names, but he was saying, he thinks what we're going to see with Bitcoin is just a slow grind up and to the right, and then that might be what we get. This may take more time than most of us are hoping for, but it is happening. We are moving in the right direction. Don't lose hope, don't lose faith in crypto. Blockchain isn't going anywhere. I am going to do a separate video on this before I start waffling on about AI, but blockchain is going to be the financial rails for the new agentic economy, right? So AI